This movie is the very definition of fumbling it at the 99-yard line. I'm in Salad and I Saw Longlegs. It is written and directed by Osgood Perkins, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts with following a little girl as she discovers a strange sound outside of her house. She walks up to this car. Weird. They usually don't get any visitors. And then she does a little walking some more, and how this movie sets it up. With the sounds, her looking around, some discordant piano chord whenever she looks at a tree, and then another one when she looks at another tree, and this beginning is very quiet. So when this man on the third discordant sound shows up, A, it's a jump scare, and B, who is this man? This guy is really crazy. This guy is like, ooh, happy almost birthday. He talks like this. It's really creepy and weird, and I wouldn't talk to this man. Ooh, he's like, what type of birthday present do you want? I'm like, no, get away. Get away. And then we get a flash forward many years into the future. It's almost this woman's birthday that we're following an FBI agent. Her name is Lee Harker, and she is on this Longlegs case. In 30 years, there's been 10 family homicides where the male of the family murders everyone, and then he murders himself. And each time, they leave a note that says some weird encrypted language with signs. Most of the signs aren't anything. Some of the signs are things that exist, but it's up to her to decode these signs. And also, how are these people connected in any way? Well, their daughters are born on the 14th of any given month. And usually, when Longlegs strikes, it's about 6 days, give or take, on both sides of the birthday, when Longlegs will strike. And it has to be their birthday month, not just, oh, I was born on June 14th and it's January 14th and we're getting slaughtered. No, it has to be almost the child's birthday. So that is the MO. That's what's connecting it all. And it's up to Lee to understand what's going on. So what's interesting about Lee and this case is that up until Lee was put on this case, this was a pretty dry, pretty frozen case. And then immediately when she's put on it, just everything just starts flowing, right? She's not saying something, though. She's not saying this very important information on how she can decode these texts, and it's because Longlegs sent her in the middle of the night. They sent her the decoding chart, and so she goes and decodes it all. And I'm like, okay, Longlegs has a particular interest in you. It's not until later on in the movie it's revealed that Lee's birthday is actually coming up. It's January 14th, and guess what? It's January. Oh my goodness. She goes and visits her mom to try to get some information, and her mom's like really weird and crazy and talks crazy and weird. I don't know how to decipher it. It's weird. Like, she doesn't answer questions directly. For example, Lee's like, do you know what this guy looked like? Why was he over here? You know, questions like that. And the mom is like, I remember when you were a little child and you would just eat those cookies and they were so delicious. Indirect like that. Not exactly what the answer she gives. I forget what she said, but that's the indirectness that she gives. And plus, the state of her cardigan is so battered and holed up. Why are you still wearing that cardigan? Does it have some sort of significance to you? Also, the mother's a hoarder, but it's revealed that it wasn't until some point that the mom started hoarding, and it's because she wanted to protect her daughter, but it's a fire hazard to have so much stuff in your house. So ironically, she's not actually protecting her daughter. She's exposing her daughter to a bunch of risks, but that's here nor there. There's also this partner, this guy who works with her, has this family, has a daughter whose birthday is coming up on the 14th, and it's clear that this woman is going to have to save this family from the Longlegs killer. She learned that the Longlegs killer has some interest in Satan. Oh wow, Satan symbols. Oh, I picked all the dates that were chosen and all these patterns and all these family murders, and it all makes a triangle. Look, it's a triangle. He's a devil's guy. Well, but what about this one? I don't know, man. I think she has an accomplice. And in the beginning, it's hard to think, oh yeah, she has an accomplice. I don't believe that, no. But as the story goes on and goes on some more, I'm like, you know what? She actually, that's starting to look like it. She does learn that there's these dolls that are made. And also, she finds a photograph digging through her mom's stuff of the guy, the Longlegs guy. So she gives the Polaroid to the police, and the police arrest him, and he's in jail. Lee's trying to find some information, right? And guess what? He says some weird things, also indirectly answering questions. Not answering questions at all that Lee would have. And at the end of their interview, he says, "Hail Satan," and then smashes his head against the table in a really metal way and bleeds out and dies. And it's like, okay, this is crazy, although the guy is dead. But there is an accomplice. Nobody thinks there's an accomplice except for Lee. And Lee's like, I'm gonna have to look for who's the accomplice. And so she goes to her mom's house. And, oh wow, her mom has a shotgun outside while Lee's inside, and Lee has brought a partner. The mom shoots the partner in the head, and I'm like, why? What's your motivation that you're gonna get caught? Nobody thought that you were the accomplice at all until you shot that woman's head off. And then, when this happened, Lee's like, oh, this is insane. This is crazy, right? But she's able to freely go to the kid's birthday party, you know, the colleague's kid's birthday party. The mom is freely able to go there. And it's because she shot a doll. Didn't even look like Lee, but when she shot the doll, it exploded. This little orb inside had some sort of black magic associated into the orb or whatever, and it started leaking out. And this is what Lee saw before passing out. And I'm like, okay, so this is how this movie is setting up Lee to save this family, is to shoot the head of that doll that the accomplice brings to people's houses. And these dolls have devil magic that make it so they attack the patriarch of the family, and the patriarch wants to do a murder, stabby stab, all that fun jazz. That's how the murders are happening. It's not Longlegs himself. No, he makes dolls, and then the accomplice dresses up like a nun. Oh, this is a gift from the church. Gives the doll to the family, and then sits back and relaxes as the devil does the work, does the dirty work. And this frickin' woman, right? She's at this birthday party when Lee gets there. The doll's already there. I would not hug a doll that looked like me. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's creepy to me. But that's what happened. There's the daughter of the colleague of Lee is hugging this doll, and obviously the colleague's acting aggressive. And so you know what I would do in this situation? Hey, child! Push the child to the side. Blast the head off of that doll. The devil is gone. And then the mom's gonna jump up and be like, come on, here, I'm gonna murder you. And then she's gonna have to shoot her mom too. You know, it would make sense with everything that was established with this movie, right? That doesn't happen. Instead, Lee stands there as obviously the father is going to murder the mother in the kitchen when he's like, oh, let's go cut some cake. You're gonna stay in the kitchen. I'm gonna come right back out. And it's like, obviously she's gonna get murdered. And Lee does nothing. Lee just stands there and listens to her colleague murder his wife. She does nothing. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Nothing. And then the father comes out and is about to do a stabby stab. Pow! Shoot him. And then guess what? The mom stands up and is about to stab the daughter. Pow! Shoot him. Right? Takes a couple of shots to get rid of him. Right? And then there's this doll here. Right? It was already established that you could shoot the doll in the head and the devil will get out. Guess what? Now she thinks to shoot it in the head, but has run out of bullets, and so she takes the daughter out and is like, let's go. This is a terrible way to end this movie. You already established that you could shoot the head of the doll to get rid of the devil, and instead he made this character a lot worse. She made her freeze and watch a murder happen. She could have done something, but she didn't. And that's what makes her a bad person, ultimately, and also makes this movie a terrible movie only because it fumbles at the 99-yard line. It makes me feel like I wasted my entire life watching this movie. I was watching this movie, I was like, this movie has a weird, interesting style to it. It kind of goes from the beginning of her childhood-ish to her adulthood, and then kind of goes back and forth, right? Interesting transitions, but it all tells a story, and it's all set up, and it's like, okay, cool, how's the ending gonna be? Oh, the ending is gonna be trash. That's how you can tell if a screenwriter is talented or not, is if they can end a movie well. That is it. A movie can have a good setup, can have a good middle, but if it ends poorly, you know that screenwriter is not talented. That's how I judge it. And by this movie's ending, Osgood Perkins, you are not talented. Writer, you should have written a better movie ending. Holy diggity dang, it was all set up. How did you just have her stand there? And she wasn't established to be the type to freeze. She was actually established to be the opposite. She's the type of person to take action. But this movie ending doesn't do that. And that was a waste of my $20 because I paid $20 on Amazon Prime to watch this movie. And it was disappointing. I was so disappointed. So, I told everything I wanted to say about the movie. I like the editing style. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely fun. It's done well, except for the ending. I hate the ending. If the ending was good, if the ending was what I described it to be, like the obvious thing, you just shoot the head of the doll and everyone's saved. No, that didn't happen. If the ending was that, I would have given this movie a solid 7.4, but because the movie just fumbles at the 99-yard line, I'm gonna have to give it a solid 6 out of 10. You just lost 1.4 points for doing a terrible ending. 6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that $20 deals. Patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review per 1 month. Go to the Linktree to support the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews. And until next time, mint salad sauce. See you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. And I think my partner just got shot. Uh-oh.